Listen, some people give room tours or apartment tours or office tours. I'm giving a blog a tour because if you have met me at all in real life or over the internet or seen my TikToks, I am obsessed with blogging because it has the capacity to change your life. Like it truly does. Like my blog, I've been blogging on this website since I was like 12. And when I started blogging, I was a screenwriter. I wanted to be a Hollywood TV writer, which I eventually became. And my blog helped me meet so many people in the industry who came across my articles and met me and discovered who I was. And it helped me in my career there. And then when I moved into memoir ghostwriting and freelancing, this website has been a huge source of incoming traffic from so many potential clients, collaborators, peers. And so I rank on the first page of Google for almost all of my target keywords. And this blog has changed my life and brought me hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of leads. And so I also have affiliate links and other ways that I monetize this website and drive traffic to what I do. So I'm a huge fan of blogging, and I'm going to kind of walk you through my blog and how it's evolved and kind of reached its final form. I get people who tell me all the time that my blog is something that they love, that is something that they use as a resource. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because you can also create with your knowledge and your experience in the world, your unique kind of imprint on it. I think everybody should have a blog, but especially if you are a freelancer or a creator of any kind, you absolutely need a blog. Absolutely. So, to begin this tour, the first thing that you'll find is my pop up, which is basically encouraging people to sign up for my email address or my email list. I have a confession to make. I'm awful at updating my email list. I am going to do it more regularly soon. I've just kind of been traveling a lot in the last few years, moving around a lot, and I have not fully developed it into a habit yet because of everything else going on. But you should also have an email list because this is how you retain people and share new information with them. So when I was working with the website designer that I worked with for my website, I really wanted the top banner to be a quick summary of who I am, what I do, and kind of be air traffic controller for where people can go next. So in the top section of my blog, I have a little bit about me. I'm Amy. I'm a Web3 freelance copywriter. I'm a creative storyteller. I'm currently based in Brooklyn. I travel all the time. And you can read about my freelance writing, my travels, my career, all this stuff. Over here, I have my links to my writing, my blog. I have a little shop with digital downloads, and here. And then you can also click here and then get to know more about me and more of my links. So I like having really easy to jump around links everywhere. And I think that the best blogs like quickly get people to where you want to go. Because as a freelancer and a creative, people who land on this page need to understand where they want to go depending on what they want from me or what they want to learn from me or what they need from me or what I can do to help them. And so if they want to hire me as a freelance writer, if they just want to read about my travels, if they want to connect with me on social media, if they want to shop my digital downloads, like they can do it all just from here. And so I think that if you're building a blog, it's really important to understand, especially if you have different types of people coming in to hire you for different things or getting to know you in different ways, that you kind of send them off in the right way as quickly as possible. And then I have my, what they kind of call in graphic design, your hero image, or the thing that kind of represents you. And I'm a writer. And so here I am writing along with my mantra, you are what you create. And this is something that I really kind of ended up with and landed on when I was thinking about this idea about how to honor the work. And a mentor at USC gave me this phrase. He's like, you've got to, whatever you do as a writer, you have to honor your work, and you are the CEO of your own company. And so you have to understand as a writer what that means. And for me, that means you are what you create. I think that we are the things that we make for other people, for ourselves. And it's really important that we put our whole self into the things that we make and create. So that's that. Here is my Instagram reel so people can check out a little bit more about me. Me and my work have been featured in some press things, and so there's more information there. And then this is my little like what's new section. So once again, air traffic controlling people who want to learn about freelancing or read my work. And then once again, I have my email list. and some trending posts, and then the blog. So I'm going to do a full tour of the blog in just a moment, but I have some kind of examples of blog posts people can jump right into and understand what they want. And so I always recommend to have your blog roll on the front page so people can just scroll. People love scrolling. We're so used to scrolling through social media. So your blog, I'm a big fan of scroll websites where you can scroll and get all the information that you need to know about whoever you're there for. And so if you have a very short static page, you're stopping people's natural ability to just scroll and learn. And so I think that's really important. So when you're designing your homepage, instead of having it short and making people click into other pages, just let them scroll. Just do it. So yeah, I'm scrolling here. And then once again, air traffic controlling people, if they want to hire me as a copywriter, read my articles, check out my creative portfolio. More details about me. I kind of talk a little bit more about what I do. Another newsletter link, another portfolio link. Some people say that you shouldn't have multiple duplicates of a link on your page, and they think that's bad web design. Personally, I think that people miss buttons all the time, or you might not have been thinking about signing up for my newsletter until this point on the page. So I'm a big fan of repeating buttons and repeating information. I know that other people will kill me for that. But it's my website. I can do what I want. And I find that this is more helpful for both me as the reader and what I've found works when I've been playing with different designs. And then here I have some of my current projects, and this kind of changes depending on what's going on. And then at the end, let's work together. People can send me a little message. Once again, I have repeated buttons. I make scripted podcasts, and so this goes a link to my scripted podcast site. Freelancing resources work with me, and then more links. So I have a ton of different pages here. I can just kind of quickly scroll through. So I have my press page, which I think is really important for everybody to have. Anytime that you're doing podcasts, anytime that you're doing any sort of interviews, you should put them on your press page because they show you talking about your work and people recognizing you for your work, and they give you authority. I also have a shop. As I mentioned, I used to have an e-commerce shop, which is why I need to get rid of some of these categories, back when I was in Los Angeles, but no more. So I have just some freelance guides here for people. And then listen takes you to my podcasts, and then writing takes me to my portfolio, and then also some of my different posts and some of the things that I've been writing. And then if you click on popular, you'll get to some of my most popular posts. And I love the way this page is laid out with different categories where people can just click and then go to where they want to go and learn more about what they want to learn. And so I love this page. I need to update it, but yeah. So that's kind of a little bit about the other major places on my website that I think everybody should think about. You should also have an about page. I probably should have a separate, easier to land on about page. I think about blurbs like this also kind of encapsulate everything you need to know about me. But you should have an about page somewhere. Okay. So this is the blog. I think this is the most important part of your internet presence because it shows your expertise, it shows your personality, it shows what you're up to, what you're doing. And I think it's really important to really share what you're learning in real time, because not only does it help you metabolize things, but it also helps people hire you. So I have my series about working remotely in different places because that is a big part of what I do as a freelancer. But another thing that I wanted to highlight to you is my posts about things like Web3. And so I try to write articles that how to hire a creative writer for your metaverse NFT web project. And we'll click into this. So I use articles like this when people are typing in keywords like hire a creative writer, that they'll find me. And I have the same thing with memoirs, how to hire a memoir ghostwriter. And that's actually the most important way that I've seen that people can find me. And I try to include buttons so that people can hire me for things. And so if you are a freelancer or a creative with services to offer, it's really important that you write topics like this so that people can land on this page like Google and then from Google and then have a very clear call to action about reading about your services, learning more about you, and hiring you. And then I also think that on the post page, it's really important to have different categories for people to click into if they want to learn more. It's important to have a sidebar because I think a sidebar helps decrease bounce rate or the amount of people who click away from your website. Instead, it keeps them like curious about what else you have. And I also think that you need banners. I think that you need more details. I think you need more like recent posts. Like I think it's really important to have all this content. So if they're scrolling and they're starting to get bored of the article for any reason, they can click onto this like sidebar and start to get more information about you. I think it's important. Along with categories, I think categories are another way to keep people reading. And then I also love the related post section. I think it's really important to have these. So that's kind of like the overview. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, I do have an about page. Yeah, okay. So about pages are wonderful. They kind of break down who you are, what you do, what you offer. It's a very beautiful one that my designer, Gertrude, made for me. Once again, you're just trying to provide image forward context about who you are, what you do, and you're trying to get people the information that they need based on what they're looking for from you. So to recap, it's really important that from the get-go, from the main page, even without scrolling, people know she's a writer, where she's based, what she blogs about. Here are some links. And they're able to take this first step and then understand where to go next. So I really encourage you to think about this. Like, what are the things that you want to know? And like, just to kind of show you, this is the homepage of my freelance services website, which is more focused on, here are the packages that I offer as a freelancer. This is once again a scroll website. And so this is very different from my other blog because this is just freelancing. And so I think if you offer different services, these two websites are very interconnected. Like if you scroll down here and go to Web3 blogs, it opens up a new tab, but it goes back to my website, amysuto.com. And so both of these websites are sending people back and forth, but they're also presenting different information for different people who want to interact with me differently. And so if you are, into basket weaving and you sell baskets to people, that's one thing. And then if you also are an interpretive dance artist, that's another thing. And you generally want to separate those two blogs and separate those two interests unless you're blogging about both of them under one blog. But even then, you can use categories and tags to separate them. You can have separate websites, especially if you're looking for people to hire you as a basket weaver and as an interpretive dancer. And so I always get questions all the time of people being like, can I just put everything on one website? You can, yes and no, because technically I have everything about me, Amy Suto, on one website, but I have to separate out my price list and kind of more about what I do for founders and startups and my portfolio here, because this is a different part of my life. This part of my life will not exist forever. The pseudoscience will grow and evolve with me and my interests and what I want to do. This part of me is currently a freelancer in Web3 and crypto because I love working in the Web3 space. I love being a copywriter and a storyteller for tech. And so this is currently the thing that I do every day as my freelance work. But I won't be doing this forever. I know that eventually I will be moving into other things. And so instead of making this a part of my main website, I kind of have it as an auxiliary website. And so when you're thinking about your personal website and your blog, you can still have cross-pollinations of the things that you do in different areas of your life. But you also want to make sure that if you're trying to direct somebody to a landing page, if I told everybody who wanted to hire me as a freelancer just to go to amysuto.com, then they might get a little confused. They might not see right away, here's my price list, here's what I can do for you, even if I sent them to a subsection of the website. So I like having separate, simple abilities for people to come and land on this page when they want to hire me for something. And then I'll often send along like amysuto.com and they can click down to my blog post here, which takes them back to my main blog so that they can read blogs related to what they're looking for here. So it's all about directing people's attention and making sure that you are shepherding people to where you think they want to go. That's what great web design is. That's what great storytelling is. And as somebody who thinks creatively for startups, when I'm thinking creatively for my own web presence, I know that amystudio.com is going to be, very like a personal view of my life and like my identity as an artist and a freelancer, whereas Pseudoscience Inc. and pseudoscience.com is going to be all about my work as a freelancer and what I can offer to founders. And so this website's a lot less personal. It's a lot more focused on how I can help. It's a lot more focused on different ways that I can work with people and my portfolio. And so, whereas amystudio.com is more in depth about the ways that I can help people, or more in depth about the ways that I can, that of who I am, what I do, my views and perspectives on the world. And so it's really important to keep things simple, and often simplicity means separation and then directing people through your world, especially if you're a multi-hyphenate or a multi-passionate person like me. So that concludes my website tour. I hope that this was helpful. I will be posting more information on how you can get started on your own blog, how you can rank on Google, search engine tips, and all that good stuff. Because remember, your blog is the way that people find you. There's so many people out there who want to work with you, who want to understand how you think, who want to consume your ideas, who want to consume your products, but they can't find you because you don't have a blog, you don't have a website, you don't have a way to direct social media traffic back to you so that you can keep it forever and kind of grow that community and fan base for you and your work and what you do. So hope this was helpful, and see you guys in another video.